Hello students, so we are again back with class 12th Vistas and the chapter is on the face of it. We have already done 2 videos on this chapter. Now this is the third video. We are to start from page number 61. Here this boy, Daddy, he is very negative because he says it doesn't matter if I am better than many. I'm not blind, I'm not deaf, I'm not dumb. So, if not blind, not deaf and dumb, that doesn't mean that I don't feel the pain. He says, yes, I know. When people talk about me, when people talk about my burnt face, I really feel very bad. And then he narrates one experience where he said, I overheard people talking about me, and these two ladies, they were saying that this face is so terrible that only mother can show love for this face. And then Mr. Lamb, after hearing this, he says, now this is second dialogue, page number 61 of Mr. Lamb. Mr. Lamb says, so you believe everything you hear then? He said, okay, you overheard these two ladies talking about your face. But is it that you believe everything, whatever you hear? It was cruel. Daddy says, whatever it is. But it was really very cruel. I really felt very bad. It was really painful to my ears to hear all these things. Mr. Lamb, maybe not meant as such, just something said between them. Mr. Lamb says, but the chances are that it's not that they wanted to, hurt your feelings. Maybe out of sympathy only they were talking like this. Okay, maybe they meant something else. Daddy, only I heard it, I heard. And now, Daddy says, no, there was nothing in between. There was nothing that they wanted to say something else and they used some other word. He says, no, I heard them and I knew it very well at that time only that they were right. That my face is ugly looking face and nobody can show love. Mr. Lamb, and is that the only thing you ever heard anyone say in your life? Then he says, okay, though this is, you say that this is what they said, and this is not a very good thing they said about you. But is it that you have heard only bad things in your life? Daddy, oh no, I have heard a lot of things. Then he says, no, it's not only the one thing. Okay, it's not about bad or good. I have heard a lot about me, about my face. Mr. Lamb, so now you keep your ears shut. He says, then do you think that now also people, maybe initially when you lost your face, everybody was curious to know about it. Maybe they were talking. But do you think that still they are talking? Or you have shut your ears and you do not know now what they talk about you? Daddy, you are peculiar. You say peculiar things. Peculiar means very strange. Now, Daddy, he is just a boy of 14, so that's why he could not understand. He says, you are very strange. You say strange things. I do not know what you mean to say now. You ask questions I don't understand. Mr. Lamb, I like to talk. Have company. You don't have to answer questions. You don't have to stop here at all. The gate is open. Now Mr. Lamb says, yes, I am peculiar maybe. The only thing is I want to talk. I love talking to people. And I do not pressurize people to listen to me, to answer me. The gate is open. If you don't like my talk, even you can also go. Daddy, yes, but. Now this but shows that Daddy is somewhat, he has started liking this talk. Okay, that's why he says but. He says, yes, I know this gate is open. But, Mr. Lamb, I have a hive of bees behind those trees over there. Now maybe Mr. Lamb also understood something when the boy said but. Means boy is not interested to go. So that's why now he said something else. He says, I have a hive of bees behind those trees over there. Some hear bees and they say bees buzz. But when you listen to bees for a long time, they hum, and hum means sing. Now he has given this example of bees. He says when you know, bees create sound. If you are very negative, you may use the word that bees are buzzing. Buzzing is always, irritating to ears. It's not very pleasant sound. You don't want to listen it. So he says, if you are negative, if you are off mood, you will say these bees are buzzing, disturbing you. But if you are positive, if you are in good mood, if you take in a positive way, in good stride, then you may say this is humming. Humming is which is very pleasant to hear, very pleasant to your ears. Humming means, in a way, we can say singing. So the same bees, the same sound, you would take it as singing if you are positive. Now maybe he's trying to give the same example that half glass is filled. Then this is up to you, your outlook. You may say half glass is empty, or you may say half is filled. So the same thing he's trying to now say, that this is your outlook. You may take that sound as irritating, as buzzing, or you may love that sound and say this is singing. I hear them singing, my bees. And Mr. Lamb says, as far as my case is concerned, I always take it as singing, means I always keep my positive outlook. Derry, but I like it here. I came in because I liked it when I looked over the wall. Now, Derry, maybe he was not able to understand this, or maybe he didn't pay heed what Lamb was saying. He was still lost in that word where he said gate is open. And he had said yes, but. And now maybe he's here continuing again. But I like it here. He says yes, gate is open, but I like to be here. When I saw your garden from outside, I wanted to come over here. That's why I came. Mr. Lamb, if you had seen me, you would not have come in. Mr. Lamb says, okay, you loved this garden when you saw from the street, and that's why you climbed over the wall. But if you had seen me, then you would not have climbed over the wall, or you would not have entered. Derry, no. He said, yes, no, I would not have entered. If I had seen you, I would not have entered. Mr. Lamb, no. Mr. Lamb says, are you sure? Because you loved this garden. And even then you say you would not have entered. Derry, it would have been trespassing. Then he said, yes, if I had seen you, I would not have climbed over the wall, because then it is called trespassing. Without the permission, I would not have entered. Mr. Lamb, that's not why. He says, okay, that's why you would not have entered. If this is called trespassing, means now Mr. Lamb understood that he is not that negative. Okay, Daddy, I don't like being near people. Now Daddy again, he's still explaining. He said, yes, if I had seen you, I would not have entered. Firstly, it is called trespassing. Secondly, actually, I don't want to be with people, near people, because I know people stare at my face, and that I don't like. I don't like being near people when they stare, when I see them being afraid of me. And then he says, it's not only that they stare at my face. Actually, they are afraid of my face. This I don't like, when people run away from me. Mr. Lamb, you could lock yourself up in a room and never leave it. He says, okay, if you don't like people to be near you, to stare at you, to talk about your face, then maybe your condition would be that you would lock yourself up in your room and then don't come out. Then he tells a story. He says, there was a man who did that. He said, yes, I heard a story. There was a man who was like you, never wanted to come out, okay, because he had also a reason. He was afraid, you see, of everything. Everything in his life, in this world. A bus might, so he had all these reasons not to come out. A bus might run over him, or a man might breathe deadly germs onto him, or a donkey might kick him to death, or lightning might strike him down, or he might love a girl and the girl would leave him, and he might slip on a banana skin and fall, and people who saw him would laugh their heads off. So he had so many imaginations that all these things could happen to him. And that's why one day he decided he would not go out of his room. He will remain in his room. And so he went to his room. So he went into his room and locked the door and got into his bed and stayed there, Derry, forever. Now Derry is interested to know. He said, really? And forever he stayed in his room? Mr. Lamb, for a while. He says, no, not forever. Maybe for a few days only. For a while only. Then what? He said, okay, then what happened after that? A picture fell off the wall onto his head and killed him. He says actually this man was afraid of every negative thing happening to him. He was even having fear of his death also. But what happened? When he was in his room, a picture only fell on his head from the wall and he died. Now he's trying to say whatever is to happen would happen. You cannot stop everything because you cannot control everything. Okay. Derry laughs a lot. Mr. Lamb, you see? Now Mr. Lamb is trying to say, you see this thing? You understand this thing? That whatever is to happen would happen. Means maybe he is now trying to say that if you don't go near people, if you don't mix up with people, that doesn't mean that people will not talk about your face. If you don't come to them, if you are remaining, if you are always in your room, even then people would talk about you. They will be saying that, oh, that boy, now he is not coming to this area. He doesn't come out. Who? That boy with scar on the face. Means people still would talk about the scar. Derry, but you still say peculiar things. Now Derry says, but still I don't understand why you are trying to tell me this thing. Derry, okay. Lamb, peculiar to some. Lamb says, no, I am not saying strange things, but few people take it as strange things. Otherwise, I don't think that I say strange things. Derry, what do you do all day? Now Derry is now, because not understanding what Lamb is trying to tell, that's why he now asks some question. He said, okay, what do you do here all the day? Sit in the sun, read books. Ah, you thought it was empty house, but inside it's full. Books and other things full. Derry, but there aren't any curtains at the window. Then he looks at the house and then he says, okay, yes, your house is not even having windows. Why? Now this is important for boards. Mr. Lamb, I'm not fond of curtains. Shutting things out, shutting things in. Now Mr. Lamb says, I actually do not like curtains. Curtain means there is a wall between nature and my inside house. If there are curtains, I can't see my garden. This I don't want. I don't want any limitations to my reach. Okay, I want to see all the things at all the times. So that's why I don't need curtains. I don't want curtains. I don't want to keep certain things in, certain things out. I like the light and the darkness. Now he's trying to say that actually both are having importance. Nature is having importance, and then maybe material life inside the house is also equally important. The light outside of the sun and the moon is important. Light inside the artificial electricity is also important. He is trying to say that everything is having its own place in our life. I like the light and the darkness and the windows open to hear the wind. And then moreover he says, I love nature. Every form of nature. I love even the wind blowing. Daddy, yes, I like that. When it's raining, I like to hear it on the roof. Now Daddy says, yes, even I also like nature, every form of nature. And then he takes one example. He says, when it's raining and the raindrops fall on the roof of my room, I love that sound. Even I also love nature. Mr. Lamb, so you are not lost, are you? Not altogether. Then Lamb says, it means you are not totally negative. If you can see the beauty in nature, it means still there is hope that you can be brought back to positivity. You do hear things, you listen. He says, yes, this is good sign that you listen to certain things. You hear and you perceive and you love those sounds. Okay, natural sounds. Daddy, they talk about me. Daddy suddenly again becomes very negative. Maybe for a second only he was very happy when he was talking about nature, natural beauty, natural sounds. But then he becomes a bit, we can say, sad. And he says, they talk about me. He says, actually, they here is parents. You may get these lines and your question could be, who are they referred here? Okay, they means parents. They talk about me downstairs when I am not there. What will he ever do? What's going to happen to him when we have gone? However, will he get on in this world looking like that, with that on his face? That's what they say. He says, actually, my parents are also worried. You say that this face is nothing or this face is not that important. Even without that, I can live my life in a normal way. But he says, no, my parents don't think like this. Because I heard them once talking about me and they were worried about me. That what would happen to me after they are gone from this world. They also feel that maybe I am dependent on them. And without them, maybe my life will be very, very difficult to lead. Lord, why? You have got two arms. But Lamb says, no, don't be that negative. It's not that difficult to live with this, scar on your face. He says, you have got two arms, two legs, eyes, ears. You have got a tongue and a brain. You will get on the way you want, like all the rest. And if you chose, set your mind on to it, you could get on better than all the rest. He says, no, you have got a healthy body. You have got these healthy limbs. So if you want, you can make your life better than many, many people. So why do you feel that this is really difficult living with this scar on your face? And then he says, Daddy asks, how? Mr. Lamb, same way as I do. He says, I have also got till luck, but still I enjoy my life. I feel I can do many things in the same way. You can also do many things. So what if you have scar? Do you have any friends? Mr. Lamb, hundreds. Daddy, but you live by yourself in that house. It's a big house too. Lamb says, I have hundreds of friends. But still, Daddy says, but still you live all alone. This is a big house. You say you have hundreds of your friends, but you live all alone. Lamb, friends everywhere. People come in. Everybody knows me. The gate is always open. They come and sit here and in front of the fire in winter. Kids come for the apples and pears and for toffee. I make toffee with honey. Anybody comes, so have you. Now he says, actually, my gate is always open. And then everybody comes, even small children come, because they also have something to take from me, toffees, etc. Elderly people come, young people come, they all come. And that way, I have so many friends. And then lastly, he said, you also have come, na? It means you are also my friend. Daddy, but I am not a friend. Daddy says, but how can you take me as your friend? I am not your friend. Mr. Lamb, certainly you are. So far as I am concerned, what have you done to make me think you are not? He says, no, you are my friend. How can you say that you are not my friend? What you have done wrong to me that you say you are not my friend? Daddy, you don't know me. You don't know where I come from and even what my name is. But Daddy says, how can you take me as your friend? You do not know me. You do not know my name. You do not know from where I have come. How can you tell that I am your friend? Mr. Lamb, why should that signify? Do I have to write all your particulars down and put them in a filing box before you can be a friend? Now Lamb says these things are not important to make somebody friend. Why should I know from where you are coming, what is your name, what is your age? Is it that I am to write something, these particulars in some file? No. Even without knowing all these details, we can be friends. Daddy, I suppose not. No, okay. But Daddy still says that I don't think that we need to know all these things, but still he's doubtful that still is it that we should say that yes, we are friends. Mr. Lamb, you could tell me your name if you choose and not if you don't. Then Mr. Lamb, he has noticed this thing on his face that he's still in doubt. He says, okay, if you want, you can tell me your name. If you don't want to tell your name, it's okay. Even then, we will be friends. Now Daddy tells the name. Daddy, only it's Derek. He says, yes, my nickname is Derek, full name is Derek. But I hate that. But he says, I don't want this name. I hate this name. Because people take this name and then they start talking about my face. Daddy, if I'm your friend, you don't have to be mine. I choose that. And then Daddy says, my name is Daddy. Okay, in a friendly way, people call me Daddy, but okay. Because of this face, if you don't want to take me as your friend, you can choose your side. Means it's not necessary that you should also take me as your friend and you should also call me daddy. Mr. Lamb, certainly. Daddy, I might never come here again. You might never see me again, and then I couldn't still be a friend. Now, Daddy says this is up to you because maybe afterwards I would not come again in this garden. Okay, I will not meet you. Even then, this is up to you. You can take me as a friend, you can take me as a stranger. This is entirely up to you. Why not, Daddy? How could I? Now he says, how could you take me your friend, or how can I say that yes, I'm your friend? Because so many people come in your garden. Okay, and so many people you talk to. But that doesn't mean that they all are friends. How could I? You pass people in the street and you might even speak to them, but you never see them again. It doesn't mean they're friends. Now, this is what Daddy feels, that many people come to this garden, you talk to many people, that doesn't mean that they all are your friends. Daddy feels that friends are those with whom we, confide everything, or with whom we have very personal chat. They are only friends. And that's why Daddy says, I don't think that you will take me as your friend. I think we should stop here only in this video. Okay, read this chapter thoroughly. Then only you will be able to understand even the next part, concluding part of this video. Thank you.